Hello, good morning, everyone. This is Lindsay Sin at the California Department of Veterans Affairs. Thank you so much for joining our webinar this morning. We are going to give it one more minute and then we'll get started. We just want to make sure that people can get settled and ready for the call and the webinar today. We are going to ask that you all mute your phones so that we can make sure we have as clear a connection and presentation as possible. So I will unmute everybody now, but please mute yourselves. That way we can hear our presenters loud and clear.
Yeah, so
Okay, folks, we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you again for joining us. So I'm Lindsay Sin, Deputy Secretary for Women Veterans Affairs for the California Department of Veterans Affairs. And we are bringing back our bi-monthly webinars so that women veterans and interested parties can learn about some new information about different groups or benefits or the latest and greatest from the state or from the feds or from any group doing great things for women veterans. We want to make sure that all of you stay as informed and up to date on your benefits as possible. You can also visit our webpage, calvet.ca.gov/womenvets, and you can find our webinars. Any webinars we've recorded in the past are located on that site. We did have some technical difficulties for our February webinar, so I apologize for that. We oftentimes try and find the best software to use to make these webinars happen for you, and sometimes it does not go as planned. But take a look at our website, calvet.ca.gov, and you can find information on there about our past webinars. You can also find information about benefits for women veterans, and we definitely encourage you to sign up for our Women Veterans roster and follow us on Facebook if you haven't done so already. So for a few housekeeping items for today, this webinar is from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And it is the middle of the month, but it's also Women's History Month. So happy Women's History Month to all of you. For a few things that I'd like you to keep in mind, this will be recorded, so you can follow up with us and get the posting and the recording later. If you can please do us a favor and mute your phones, that will cut down on the noise so that everyone can hear this loud and clear. We do have a GoToMeeting recording on this webinar right now, so some of you have joined us by phone and others have joined us through the webinar, so hopefully you can see the screens in the PowerPoint. If not, it will be available later. We will take time at the end of this call, at the end of this presentation for Q&A, so you will get the chance to ask some questions. And then we also encourage you to ask questions via our chat window if you're using the GoToMeeting software. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get started. And today's topic is Lead and Serve Again. We are focusing on four groups here in California that work to advocate for women veterans or deliver services to them or provide activities for them. And so my co-presenters today are Melissa Washington with the Women Veterans Alliance, who is joining me in our office in Sacramento. We also have Patricia Jackson Kelly joining us remotely from the Los Angeles area. And we have Ann Dewson joining us from the Riverside Inland Empire area. And Patricia Jackson Kelly is going to present about the National Association of Black Military Women and the American Legion, and Ann Dewson is going to present about the Women Veterans Unity Group. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started. So serving women veteran communities. We really wanted to focus this month, since it's Women's History Month, on ways that we all as women veterans and people who support women veterans can continue to give back to our communities. And over again, we find that it's so important as veterans, male or female, that we get out of military service and find purpose. If we have purpose and meaning in our lives, then we tend to be incredibly successful. And that goes a long way when women veterans like our presenters are able to find purpose in serving other women veterans. So today we're really trying to give you all an encouragement in doing so and getting involved in your women veteran groups and organizations, starting a women veterans group, or getting involved to the point where you're able to find other women veterans in your lives and make sure to connect them with benefits, resources, and other organizations. So first, we're going to hear from Ann Dewson with Women Veterans Unity Group. Ann, can you walk through and present your information about the Women Veterans Unity Group? Are you ready?
Yes. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. This is just a quick slide about my mission and the programs that I do, and some goals and objectives, and basically a conclusion. So you can go to the next slide. My mission is to provide a continuum of resources to the female veterans community, whether disabled, distressed, despondent, helpless, hopeless, and or homeless. Some of the programs that we've been doing is supportive services. That is the focus of the Women Veterans Unity Group, and we do a lot of empowerment groups. We do one at the VA Greater LA. We've been doing that group for the past 13 years. The Women Veterans Unity Support Group at the domiciliary. We do a unity meeting there. We do an Inland Empire Women Veterans Unity meeting in the Inland Empire. We have a partnership with the Heroes Warehouse out in the Inland Empire for Furniture Connect to help our veterans that are moving for housing. We partner with other organizations and referral services for our Vet Children Connect and Vet Youth Connect. We do our Thank a Shiro every year, which is upcoming, and we do a variety of things on a yearly basis, but those are just a few. You done? You can move to the next slide. Yeah, so some of our programs have to do with rehabilitation and talking about the people that are struggling with substance abuse or any type of abuse. That we do something every year at the VA Greater LA to do that and provide meetings. We've been doing that since 2005. Right. We do a Christmas celebration, a holiday celebration throughout the different programs that we support for our women and our families. We do a beautification and empowerment program that helps with stylists that are a part of the program, for beautification and understanding how to dress and different variety of things that come up when it comes to jobs and having to do some things in the community. We recently, in 2014, partnered with, in support of the California Institute for Women Veterans in Prison program, Post 1. We do our military veteran in prison, our MVP program, and go in there to support our women veterans that are in prison. In 2016, we planted trees in honor of military women veterans in Rancho Cucamonga and Central Park. And we just partner with a variety of organizations, VSOs, including US Vets, the VA, and practically everybody that we can to make sure that we have supportive services that are needed for our women veterans in Southern California. So basically, there's a lot of things that go on and a lot of mechanisms that go on with the Women Veterans Unity Group, but we're just a supportive services organization to connect the dots, make sure things move forward. Our goals and objectives, some of our goals and objectives is to promote positive support and recovery, like referral info, increase services, decrease stigma, increase access, engage veterans in creating societal goals, increase awareness, provide sustainable programs, provide a safety environment, and create a central referral for agencies. So we try to make sure that we have all the targeted agencies and referrals that are vetted and checked out to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do before we refer our women out to those different programs that they need. Next slide. Yes, so, in conclusion, the Women vs. Unity group try to be inclusive, responsive, and have diversity in our organization. We try to provide culturally competent services for our women veterans and all the Southern California communities that need these services. If anybody needs any more information, there's my contact information, and we are working to update the website, but we do have a website and my email, and we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, so we're working really, really hard and continue to work hard to improve our services and make sure that our women veterans are able to move forward in a positive manner.
Anne, thank you so much for providing this information today, and thank you for everything you do. You've been working with women veterans in the Inland Empire, Southern California area for a long time now, and we appreciate the efforts you make to connect women to resources in that area. If anyone has the need to connect a woman veteran, or if you yourself or someone in need of resources and services in that area, then please don't hesitate to connect with Anne. And she's definitely someone we reach out to when we're trying to refer someone to services in that area. And then Anne is connected with the County Veteran Service Officers, as well as our local interagency network coordinator in that area as well, and with the other local veterans groups and organizations that are able to provide services, as well as with the VA. So she represents one piece of a much larger network that's utilized when connecting veterans with services and resources, or answering questions about what's available. And then she also can act as part of the network and advocacy that exists to make sure we're raising awareness about needs for improvement in services for our women veterans. And she was also our Trailblazer awardee, one of our Trailblazer awardees for 2018. So thanks for everything you do, Anne.
Thank you so much, Lindsay. Thanks to everyone.
Okay, so we are going to move on now to our next presenter. So with me is Melissa Washington, founder and CEO of the Women Veterans Alliance, and she is going to talk about the Women Veterans Alliance. Welcome.
Thank you, Lindsay. And thank you, everyone, for taking the time to listen in today. So just a quick overview of what I'm going to discuss. Bio Women Veterans Alliance, talk about the different features on our website, also our project, What Does the Women Veteran Look Like, our annual unconference, as well as Women Veterans Giving, and share our contact information. And also remember, too, everybody can mute your phone if you're not. We greatly appreciate that, especially since it's being recorded and people will be listening later. So again, I'm a Navy veteran. I'm married to a retired Marine. I'm also the daughter of a combat Vietnam veteran. And most people know me as Maya's mom. So usually if you see me, Maya is usually with me. So I'm a published author. I speak. I'm a business owner. I'm a disabled veteran, also award winner. And also had the honor of being one of the CalVet Trailblazers last year with Anne. So it was fantastic to be in her company. And also this year, which was announced last week, I was one of the Department of Veterans Affairs Trailblazers for 2019. So I'm very honored to represent our women veterans on a national scale there. And also, too, and I know we'll probably talk about it because I know all of us that are speaking today are on the California Women Veteran Leadership Council, and we're always looking for women to be part of that council as well. So our organization is relatively young. We started this a few years ago. I started this in Sacramento at El Chorritos, and so we like to call Sacramento the mothership, even though we are nationwide. But this this is home, Sacramento, California. This is where our strength is. But our vision, which we've been doing, is we want to connect not only women veterans, but also our supporters, to share our gifts, our talents, our resources, and our experience. And we are committed, which we have. We are creating a community that equips, empowers, and encourages women that have served our country with knowledge and resources. And the biggest thing, too, is I found is to help women discover and fulfill their greatest potential. And that's what we're doing, whether it's through our events or online, but we want to help women fulfill that greatest potential. So if you haven't visited our website has a lot of information on our website. We do have the only women veteran-owned business online directory. So if you're looking to do business with a woman veteran, or you are a women veteran business owner yourself, I highly recommend you get on our online directory. Also, we have another directory with women veteran organizations on there, and also with Ann's organization. She is one of those on there, Women Veterans Unity Group, as our page gets a lot of hits, and a lot of times people are looking for other organizations, and sometimes it's after hours. So if we can have information out there 24 hours a day, that's where we want the information, so we can get women connected to these other organizations there. Also, too, we have an online national event calendar, which is searchable by location. You can search it by map. You can search it by keyword. Also, too, if you have events, please share those with us. So with our events, our organizations, and our small business director, we also promote those on our social media, as well as weekly in the Sisterhood Review. And if you're not getting the Sisterhood Review, you can go on to our website and get that newsletter. And actually just went out this morning. It goes out every Wednesday morning to women, actually globally, because we are now connecting with women that are still on active duty there. So if you want to stay in the know, get on that list. We also have a very expansive list of resources on our website as well, and a job board. So if you haven't heard of this, you will now. What does a woman veteran look like? This is a portrait project that was started here in Sacramento a few years ago with some friends of mine. I'm James and Mara Morrison, who we had sat down and had a conversation, and during that lunch conversation, I shared with them, sometimes I get a question of what does a woman veteran look like? And that has, from that time, now we have 20 portraits of women. We have 2 books. It's now the focus is on vanquishing the invisible, so that way we are no longer visible. And this portrait, these displays have been displayed throughout the areas, including the Sacramento Library, where it was at, as well as the in the rotunda of City of Sacramento City Hall. These photos have been in the books. These books are in over 60 libraries in California, and we are working directly now with the Women's Memorial in DC to have these displayed on the Women's Memorial in DC. So we are in the process right now of looking for our next 10 women. So if that is something that you're interested in being in this book, we are looking for the next 10. So if you're interested, email me. My contact information will be at the end of this webinar. And you can say, hey, I'm interested. So what would be required from you is to submit your story. You can also go on our website and you can see the first 10 women, and you can see what their stories, how they laid out as far as their story. We're probably looking at no more than 350 words, so it's not a lot of words. You really have to narrow that down. And our photographers are going to be looking to travel. So they're looking to travel outside of the Sacramento area to get our next 10 women. Once we have all those 10 women, all their portraits, their stories, we are going to make one book. So there'll be one hardbound book that will be all 30 women included in this book. So again, if you're interested, the stories are very powerful. The portraits are very powerful. And it's a phenomenal display of women, and I love when I see people that haven't been in the military just in awe of reading everyone's stories. All right, so I did want to share with you the unconference real quickly. So am I going to be able to show the video? Hold on for 1 second. Hold on. I want to make sure. Just 1 second because we're going to show you a video. All right. So if you have never heard of the Unconference, been to the Unconference, you can visit womenveteransunconference.com or just go to our website where you can find out more information on getting registered. This is our 5th Unconference, And it's going to be a fantastic. We got a lot of great things planned for this year. Every year it keeps getting better and better. And last year I thought it was great, and this year it's going to be even better too. So to get on to the next thing, so I want to share with you about Women Veterans Giving, and this is our nonprofit partner. And the purpose of Women Veterans Giving is two things. Is one, the focus is raising funds to provide women veterans scholarships. So we're looking to empower women professionally, personally, career, and one of the great ways to do that is to help get women to conferences. So whether it's RN conference or national conferences, we are raising money to empower women to get them to these conferences. And in addition to that, we also have a yearly Small Business Award. It's the Melissa Washington Small Business Award. Last year we gave $2,500 to Beth Beeson. She's a Marine Corps veteran, and she used that to help her with her luxury party event planning business. And we are looking, hopefully this year, depending upon how much we raise, up to $5,000 to give to a woman veteran to start or expand her business. As if any of you have ever been involved with starting a business, whether it's a nonprofit or an organization, a lot of times funding is an issue. And if we can help women not have to put it on their credit card or get a loan, let's help infuse women with some immediate cash so they can help expand or even just get that business off the ground. So that application period will be July through August. If you're on our email list, you will see a save the date come out next week. Last year we received almost 70 applications. This year I guarantee we'll see probably 200 easily applications for this, because there is no organization around that is in the United States that is doing specifically what we're doing for our women veterans when it comes to this career professional development piece. And again, the best thing to do is to get on our newsletter to get that information. Here's my contact information if you're, again, not on our newsletter. Also, too, if you're interested in becoming a member, there's information about becoming a member. You can still get the Sisterhood Review without being a member. And also, too, we are having for the month, because we celebrate women every single day, women veterans every day, but with this being Women's History Month, Military History Week, month, day, we are giving 40% off this whole month in our store. So if you are interested in purchasing the items in our store, some of the items have already sold out. But if you do go to our website, just use the number 40 and then the percentage sign when you check out for your discount code, and we'll get those items. And that is only till the end of the month, the 40% discount. So again, I truly thank all of you for your time. Please follow us on social media and stay connected. Feel free to reach out to me directly, whether it's email or phone, and I would be happy to assist you any way I can. Thank you very much.
Melissa, thanks so much for the information. I really encourage you to attend the UNConference in Monterey in October if you're available. It's a great opportunity to connect as women veterans with other women throughout the state and throughout the nation. There will be a ton of services as well as presentations and opportunities to network with one another. It's turned into just a fantastic conference, so lots of fun. So next we are going to hear from Patricia Jackson Kelly, who's going to talk about National Association of Black Military Women as well as the American Legion. So Patricia, are you ready and available to discuss National Association of Black Military Women?
I hope so. I hope that you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, good. Okay, first, thank you for the opportunity to present today. And I'm in great company with Melissa and Ann, who I work very closely with. The National Association of Black Military Women is an organization that's been around since 1976. However, it has not had the focus that it should have had. The organization was initially formed as a social organization so that Black women could get together and discuss the different things that were going on, and they realized that there was no history written about the Black military women. So over the years, I have been a member since 1998. And over the years, I've seen it grown from a social organization to what it is now. So I will do an overview. First slide, please. And I'm in a disadvantage because I went downstairs to get on the computer and it was too noisy. So I'm upstairs in my room on the phone and I cannot maneuver or see the slides as they are being presented. Okay, the overview. The mission of the National Association of Black Military Women is to seek out, record, maintain, and tell the story and heritage of the African American military woman who are serving or have served in the United States Armed Forces. The motto is to tell her story. And our current theme is unsung, undaunted, yet undeterred. Next slide, please.
Okay.
The history of the, I gave you a brief overview of the history of the NABMW. It was an association of women throughout the country who are veterans or current service members. In 1976, a group of 21 women who served in the Army Auxiliary Corps and the Women's Army Corps chartered at their first meeting. The Black military women were unrecognized and basically non-existent in society. So it was developed to preserve the history of Black military women. Reunions are held it should be every other year in different cities. It's a biannual reunion throughout the nation. And our last reunion was held in Atlanta last year. Next year, we will be meeting in Dallas, Texas. Next slide, please. Her story. You will hear this phrase from other organizations, but actually the National Association of Black Military Women coined the phrase. As I stated, is to seek out, record, and tell the history of the Black military woman. And it's also told to school children, college students, TV stations. We've had an extensive amount of coverage, especially the last couple of years. Our email address is NABMW. It should be her story, not his story. Her story at AOL.com. There is a update as far as the mailing address is concerned, and I will make sure that Lindsay get a copy of that so that it can be corrected. I am the brand new president as of August. I was nominated and installed in January, so we are in the process of updating the information. The goals. The goal is to increase, my goal is to increase membership by 40% and to collect stories from at least 50% of the members. We have, at this time, we have over 200 members, but all of them have not given their stories, and I can, I guess, give accolades to the Atlanta chapter because they are currently in the process of collecting stories from all of their members. And the purpose is to identify a clearinghouse to consistently store the collectors, her stories. So that will take me into, I guess, the American Legion. And basically, I got involved with NABMW through the American Legion. I joined the American Legion over 25 years ago. And at that time, we had young lady named Juanita Scott, who is now deceased, who had what we call WIMS, Women in Military Service. This is before WIMSA was formed. And we joined the WIMS and more or less coordinated in the community with the women, the different women. And as a result of that, she introduced me to NABMW, and I have served in the American Legion in all capacities, practically, as far as the officer is concerned, at a national level, area level, and a department level. And currently, I am the Women's Veteran Outreach Coordinator for the American Legion. And basically, what we were nominated to do initially was to identify a woman in each state who are members of the American Legion and coordinate our efforts and report those to national. I'm sad to say that hasn't exactly happened, but it has not deterred me. I have continued in my position, and I do coordinate with national and let them know what California is doing as far as the American Legion is concerned. And I work very closely with Lindsay, with CalVet, to find out what they're doing, and I report all of that to our national organization. So it appears that California is really in the leadership when it comes to caring for women veterans as far as the resources that we have. So I went off the track with these slides.
No problem.
The American Legion slides are next.
Okay. Post positions?
Have to find them. Sorry.
Is there anything else you want to add, Patricia, regarding the American Legion and the work you're trying to do there? Getting more women to join, more women in positions of leadership, and as the Women Vets Coordinator, identifying women veterans in different regions and in different posts? Anything else? Yeah, it looks like we covered a lot there. So what's really great about Patricia Jackson Kelly is that she has served in so many different areas of veterans organizations, including with U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. She knows her kind of landscape of the Southern California area incredibly well and wears many different hats. I think you've served as commissioner at the county level, Veterans Commissioner at the county level. You've served on advisory committees, U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, all of these things, in addition to serving in 4 branches of the military. So Patricia Jackson Kelly's got an incredible life experience in the military and in serving veterans. And so we I always appreciate seeing her and appreciate her leadership in the veterans space. So I just want to kind of, wrap up this, these 3 presentations from 3 great women who are doing really phenomenal things here in California, going from the north of Sacramento all the way down to the Southern California, San Diego border, and then out east. And some of our organizations, the American Legion, Women Veterans Alliance, are expanding well beyond the borders of California. What I think would be great to see in my long-term vision for growing capacity for advocacy and services for women here in California is where we can fill in more gaps for women veterans organizations to either expand into or be started from areas that are still underrepresented. It would be really great to see more women vets organizations far north of us. We go up to about Chico area, Redding area. There's a robust group of women vets in the Redding area. But there's so many areas of far northern California, and perhaps because it's a more rural area, where we still need women veterans to be able to come together regularly. Likewise, There are fewer women veterans doing things in the Gold Coast area, as well as pretty active women veterans in parts of the Central Valley in the Fresno area, and then farther south in the Bakersfield area, but we have some gaps in between that need to be filled. So the more organizations we can see serving women veterans, where we make the priority about our military service and encouraging one another to do great things and helping to network, helping to connect with resources, the better our state is going to be. So I just really appreciate the work of these three individuals and the women who are also affiliated with them and help them. So let's see more of that in the future. And we're here to support it. If we can help share any information, if CalVet can help promote any information, if you need speakers, if you need us to connect you with people on the back end, then please reach out to us through women veterans at calvet.ca.gov, or reach out to me personally, or connect with us via Facebook, and we'd love to help. Okay, moving on to the next slide. So at this time, I'd like to open it up for questions. We have about 20 minutes left for this presentation, and I'm sure some folks might have some questions about what has been presented today, or they may have questions about what we're doing at CalVet. So at this time, if you have a question and you're using the GoToMeeting, can you please ask the question via the chat window? And then if you are only on the phone and are not able to use our GoToMeeting software, then go ahead and ask a question, and we'd love to be able to answer it for you.
Hello, Lindsay.
Yes.
This is Pat. I was knocked offline, but I'm back online if anyone has any questions of me.
Okay, thanks, Pat. Yeah, I was pretty sure I lost you for a minute, so. And so there's some events coming up, I know, here in March. So obviously we have Women's Military History Week, the third week of March. So we've asked for a proclamation from the governor so that we can hopefully statewide have a proclamation available for any of you that are doing activities during this third week of March. And so that will be March, I think it's 18th through the 24th. There are also several events going on during the month of March to celebrate women veterans. I know that here in Northern California, at the VA Mather Hospital, March 22nd, there will be an event for women veterans. And then I know that in Southern California at Bob Hope Patriotic Hall on March 22nd, there will be an event for women veterans as well. If any of you know of other events coming up in your areas, then please let us know. We'd be very happy to share that. So I see some people have asked some questions on the chat window. Thank you. Let's see. Yes, this meeting will be recorded and posted, so you're absolutely going to be able to watch the meeting from the beginning. Melissa, can you share your email information? We have someone asking for that.
Yes.
Okay.
It's Melissa, MELISSA, at womenveteransalliance.org, and the women is MEN and veterans is plural.
Okay, and then I'm sharing that on the chat window as well. And are there any events going on in San Diego? This is a question from Irene. I don't know, but we'll look into it and get back to you. Oh,
yes, there is. Yes, there is.
On Saturday, March 4th, March 30th, Saturday, March 30th,
30th.
There is a Clever Talks Women Warriors event where myself, Melissa Washington, as well as several other women will be on a panel, and it's going to be a very empowering event. There'll be, I think there's 6 or 7 of us that are on the panel, and I know at least 3 or 4 of us are at least veterans on there. So it's going to be it's specifically for our women warriors. So it's active duty, guard, reserve, bring a friend, veterans, and you can find more information on Facebook, or they also have an Eventbrite where you need to register as well.
So for the Clever Talks, we will send out an email as well. We have an email plan to go out to all of the women veterans on our roster coming up. I think we should be ready to get that out in the next day or two. So we'll put this information about these March events on there. I know we already had planned to. Maybe we'll be adding a few more. So we'll be sharing that. And I have some other questions here too. Let me see. And then there's a oh yes, of course, the 7th Annual Women Veterans in Higher Education Conference and Resource Fair is happening at CSU Fullerton. That is this Saturday. And the link to RSVP is on here. You can also contact the Veterans Center, the Fullerton Veterans Center. The number is 657-278-8432. Excellent. Yeah, and that's an absolutely great event. The CSU Fullerton event is a wonderful event every year. And then Kelly Robertson's asking, anyone working on women veteran designations or license plates? From the state, no. I haven't seen anybody working on that issue. And Kate O'Hara Palmer, what's the best way to forward information of upcoming events to our website? Kate, just send it to womenveterans@calvet.ca.gov, and we'd be happy to share it on social media as well as on our monthly email messages.
Hello?
Yes. This is Lindsay.
Hello, this is Lisa. This is Lisa Diggs. Hi, I'm glad that I got to be on the phone call today. It's not usually I have the time to do that because I'm off today. But also, is the Women's Vet Unity Group's event on the website too? Think a Shiro is this Saturday.
I think a Shiro is this Saturday. We'll include that in our email, Lisa. Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you. Nice to hear from you.
Yeah, hi.
Okay, and then we've got Kate O'Hara Palmer, March 25th at the Petaluma Library at 3 p.m. Then and now for women veterans, World War II through the present. Okay, so that's awesome, Kate. Thank you. If you have an address, then email that to us, and we'll make sure to get all of that information out to everyone as well. And then Ann lets us know there are 2 events. One is this Saturday, the March 16th, 6th Annual Think a Shiro event. That's also a fantastic event, and Ann's been putting that one on for forever. And then March 20th is celebrating Women's Military History Week at the Ovet Library in Ontario with Veterans Connect to the Library. Wow, this is so great. There are so many wonderful things happening for women vets here. Keisha Dixon says there's a Women Veterans Brunch March 23rd, 2019. And then Keisha, what area is that happening in?
It's there.
One more time.
Where?
Women Veterans March 23rd.
Okay, she's not there. That's at the VA hospital in Greater LA. This is Ann Dewson. I don't know if we lost her, but it's at the VA Greater LA, at the garden. Yeah, at the VA hospital in Greater LA.
Great. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, you there, Keisha? Okay.
Thank you, ladies. Wonderful. And then Lisa asks, how do we give suggestions for webinar ideas and events? That's a great question, Lisa. Anyone's welcome if you just contact our email, womenveterans@calvet.ca.gov. We'd love to hear your ideas and input. We're always looking to bring new ideas and new topics to the webinars. Excellent. Does anyone else have any questions or any additional events we need to know about that we can share?
I have a question. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Also, what happened to, we used to do the suicide awareness run in March. Is that going to be happening this year or no? The Clay run. The one that's named after the veteran that started the suicide awareness.
Clay Hunt. Do you know
yes,
what part?
Clay Hunt. Yeah.
What part of the state does that happen in, Lisa?
Usually at the VA hospital in Loma Linda. I didn't see anything recently about it on. Usually Cynthia Flores sends us something, but I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, I would suggest contacting Lisa Roybal.
Okay. Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
I haven't heard anything. So.
Thought maybe you did, so that's why I asked since I'm on the phone. Maybe they had sent you something and it just hasn't been posted or something like that.
Yeah.
I've been kind of under the weather, so I didn't go to the AMVETS meeting either yesterday, so I didn't know what's going on.
Got it.
Pretty ill with a cold.
Chicken soup and orange juice.
Oh, I know, and rest. That's the main thing.
Someone's
Sorry.
asking when our next webinar is happening. We plan
Right.
to do another webinar in the month of May. So we're essentially doing a bi-monthly webinars every other month. So we will provide more information about the date for that webinar. We typically like to have them for the first Wednesday or second Wednesday of the month, but it does depend on the availability of our presenters. We want to make sure that they're able to join us, so we do switch it up a bit, but you'll see another webinar in May.
Oh, wonderful.
And then Holly is asking or is letting us know there is women's health transition training. This is covering how the VA is working on culture transformation to address women's health and mental health care services that are available. It also includes information about eligibility for enrollment and expectations for women to proactively seek health care services, post-separation, and available transition support. So this is happening Friday, March 22nd from 8 to 12 or from 1 to 5 in San Diego. This is the PLNU Mission Valley Center, Camino del Rio, South San Diego. And so we'll share this information as well, Holly. Thanks so much. This is great.
See, this is Pat. It is also happening, the same program is happening at Bob Hope Patriotic Hall on the 19th.
Oh.
On March 19th? Pat?
Hello?
Oh,
Yes.
Go ahead, Pat. What you said?
The same program is happening at Bob Hope Patriotic Hall on the 19th of March.
Okay. Bob
Next
Hope,
Wednesday.
March
Okay.
19th. And that's for the, that is called the Women's Health Transition Training. Got it.
Right.
Oh, and the same thing is happening April 6th at UCR, University of Riverside Medical Center. They have a new hospital there, and they're doing a whole summit. They want to have people come, and it just went on the it's on LinkedIn the other day, so I'll send it to you today. It's for people women veterans to come, and they want to do surveys of women and how they've been treated in the medical area of the VA and different things. So through their vet center, the one that's on campus. Excuse me.
Okay, great. Okay, folks, we are wrapping this up. It's about 7 minutes to 11. Anything else that people need to need information or any additional questions or information about events? Great. So we appreciate it. Let's keep it going. We definitely want to always be able to provide you the latest information and updates. If you have questions about, or if you have questions, concerns, or ideas about webinars you'd like to see us do, then please contact us, womenveterans@calvet.ca.gov, and we will plan to join you again in the month of May. You will also see more emails coming out from us on a monthly basis, so that we can stay in touch with you and help share information that's happening in your area. And again, I highly encourage women veterans to consider more organizations and expanding into different areas of California that are typically absolutely, we'd love to help connect you with those organizations or new resources. So don't hesitate to contact us. And thank you again to Melissa Washington, Ann Dewson, and Patricia Jackson Kelly for their excellent work that they do every day connecting women veterans and representing us in California and beyond, and being available today to present. I think that's all we have. We'll stay on the call for a little while longer in case last-minute questions come in, but otherwise, thanks so much for joining us, and we thank you for your military service, and thanks for being a part of this.
And thank you, Lizzie. Lindsay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you, Lindsay. Have a good day.
Much. Thanks, Pat.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Melissa.
Thanks, Pat.
Thank you.
Bye, ladies.
Thank you, Ann.
To everyone